Oh, me again. Right. I'm just here to make a wee video about there's a lot of nonsense going on in the telly they know about conservatives against military action and all the rest of it. It's beyond belief, beggars belief. These are pacifists. Pacifists. What is a pacifist? A pacifist is one who enjoys freedom and luxuries provided by others who die for them to have that freedom and those luxuries. That's what a pacifist is. There's no middle ground on this. A pacifist will shout, "You can't send the soldiers in and fight, and it's all in the name of oil." But those are the same pacifists that will go to the garage, fill the tank full of petrol and go to Dumfries or whatever and just travel about the country burning petrol that soldiers have died for. That's what a pacifist is. We've got the refugee situation, which is causing all this crap in the telly at the moment. And you'd think we'd all have better things to worry about. But no, it's in everybody's mind. And we've got the refugees travelling in and out and that. Nobody really cared until they put the photograph of that wee baby on the shore. And then everybody went gaga. I lost a son. I lost a 6-year-old boy. He got killed. Nobody went gaga for me. It's just, there again you see, I was British and I was working and I had money. So it didn't really matter, did it? I mean, I wasn't in a sorry enough state. Now you've got the refugees are coming into the country and they're going to need rehousing. And we've got soldiers who lost limbs, wounded, suffer post-traumatic stress syndrome and all that. And they're sleeping in the streets in London or in our cities, huddled in corners with cardboard boxes for homes. But we're going to house refugees. If they can build camps in this country for the refugees, why are they not doing it for the homeless? Why are you, the pacifists, not doing it? Is it because I'm white? Is it because I'm British? I don't know. It's like these soldiers, they're living lives that are no longer comfortable because they were out there fighting in the name of your country, sent there by your government, sent there by your greed and your need for freedom. That's what the soldiers are. And how you can turn your back on the soldiers that fought to provide you with the lifestyle that you enjoy, and then give all the money and the comforts to refugees. We have refugees in this country already. We have them here. They're called the homeless. They are suffering through the inadequacies of successive governments over the last 50 years. I have a t-shirt here, right? This t-shirt. And it's supporting British Forces charities. Look. You see them all, right? Combat stress and everything. And the Forces Children's Trust. And on the picture, it's still fighting. And it's a soldier. And if you notice, he's got a leg missing, he's got crutches, but he's still got a gun in his hand. This is money being raised to provide ex-soldiers and wounded soldiers with the help that the government that sent them there in the first place should be given. There's soldiers who need psychiatric treatment because of the things that they've seen. A member of my own family was a beneficiary of one of these charities, and he needed the psychiatric treatment and the help, all the help he could get to get over the atrocities that he came face to face with in Bosnia. And the one thing that you have in common with all this trouble and that's going on is the Muslim faith. Even in Bosnia there was Muslim faith involved in it, and there was a lot of atrocities. Now, the pacifists among us go on about we shouldn't have went into Iraq, and we shouldn't be in Afghanistan, what have you. But the Iraqi, they never said much about us going into Kuwait, because we went into Kuwait to protect the oil from the Iraqi invasion. And the one thing that we in Britain really enjoy, and in America, even more in America, because they have big gas guzzlers. But here, we like our car. And we like to fuck off to other towns and other countries. And we want that freedom, and we want to enjoy a life, so long as we don't have to die for it. Let some other fucker die for it, you know. I'll be a pacifist. I'll stand up and say, it's wrong to go to war, but it's okay for me to burn the petrol that you fought for. You know, multiculturalism in Britain. We get them going on about the multiculturalism and all that, but I lived in London in the early 80s, and we lived in this street, and in this street we had Scottish, Irish, English, Hindis, Mauritians, we even had a family of Poles, even way back in them days. There was some French, there was some West Indians, there was some Jamaicans, there was all manners. There was even a couple of Pakistani families that weren't all Islamic faith, it was all there. We even had a family from Vietnam, and we all enjoyed it. and the kids used to go out and play together, and they had fun, and it was great stuff. And then we would all go out in the summer. We were all standing there on the pavement yapping away. We'd go to each other's house, have a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, and I loved the tea that the Hindus made. It's made with cinnamon. I love it. And this was multiculturalism at its best. But the one thing that we never had was a family of Muslims. Because the Muslims kept themselves to themselves, and they all congregated together in the one area. I've never been anywhere where Muslims live next door to a Christian family and get on with them. There's always suspicion, there's always a bit of we want out here, we want to be amongst our own kind sort of thing. And so multiculturalism will not work with Muslims, because their culture's different, their readings are different, their beliefs are different. Everything about the Islamic way of life is totally alien to the Christian. And we can spout all we want about, oh yes, we can live in peace and all the rest of it. You can't. You can never. It's a dream. It's like Martin Luther King, I have a dream. That's all it is. It's a dream. It's a dream by people who don't understand the ways of the world. I'm no expert. I've seen a lot of life. You'd be surprised at the amount of life I've seen. You'd be surprised at the things that I've done. And people are protected by people like me. Nobody will ever really know the truth. But it leaves you kind of scarred. Anyway, my point is, these refugees that you want to bring in, you're doing it wrong. You should be helping them stay in their own country. What's the sense in relocating them all over the world into a culture that's totally different and can never mix? Now, to give you an idea of the stupidity or the situations that we get into by trying to appease and to stop insulting our guests. In March this year, I was in Glasgow, and whilst there, two Muslim guys and a woman tried to bundle me into a car. And I fought back. There was no way I was getting into that car. Now, somebody panicked and phoned the police the next day. And the police came. And the guy gave a statement, and in the end the police caught up with me and I had to give a statement as well. But during my interview with the police, I was told that I was a racist. I says, but they tried to kidnap me. Oh no, No, they didn't. They tried to steal you. What? They tried to steal you. It was a failed attempt to steal you. Hang on a minute. If it was white guys, Christian, would it be an attempted theft or an attempted kidnap? It would have been an attempted kidnap. I said, but because it's two Muslim guys, it was an attempted theft. Now listen here, pal. I've heard of folk stealing watches. I've heard of people stealing cars. I've heard of people stealing pens. I've heard of people stealing money. But never in my puff have I heard of anybody stealing a person. They kidnap them. They don't fucking steal them. And it came to light that during my struggle with these two guys, I wasn't allowed to call them Muslims, by the way. Although they were Muslims, I wasn't allowed to call them Muslims. But it came to light that I had actually broke the nose on one of them. The police had them. Keep this in mind. The police fucking had them. And I had broke his nose in the struggle. And I got charged with a racist assault. I kid you not. It would be fucking laughable if it wasn't so serious. I got charged with assault. A racist attack. And when the police charged me and cautioned me there in my hotel room, I turned round and I uttered the words, Pakistani Muslim bastards, and tried to bundle me into a car, and I'm getting fucking charged with an assault. So then they charged me for making racist and bigot remarks. So that was two charges I was on. I thought I better calm down here because I'm getting out of my pram. But anyway, as luck would have it, the Procurator Fiscal a fortnight later dropped the charges because he thought it was ridiculous. They tried to steal me, and I prevented myself from being stolen. And in my frustration, I made remarks that were outside the normal, and that was the way it went. But however, at that time I was a member of the management committee of the Dumfries and Galloway Housing Partnership. And I was forced to resign for being racist. And my name was rubbished. And I was ostracised. All through a culture that's different. And what the fuck they wanted me for, I don't know. I mean, it's not as if it was worth anything, you know. But I certainly wasn't going freely. So there you go. There you have your multiculturalism. This is what happens. There's always going to be differences. And it doesn't bear thinking about what would have happened to me if they had succeeded. I mean, I could have been the next victim to Los's head. Although I lost my head and broke his fucking nose. But I could have lost my head in the true sense of the word. You don't know. I don't know. I mean, all I know is that we're fucking Muslims. But, and the police admitted that they were Muslims. But I wasn't allowed to say that. So anyway, pacifism. Pacifism. A word for somebody that wants everything in life, so long as it doesn't cost him anything. Or her. And when your refugees come here and they take the houses, shame on you. Because you've got soldiers who didn't want to go to war, were sent there by the government that you voted for. And they're sleeping rough. Did I hear Nicola Sturgeon saying she was going to open her door and take in a couple of soldiers off the street for Christmas to give them a home? No. But she said she would open her door and take in a family of Muslims, refugees. When you, in this instance, when you're talking about Syria and you're talking about the refugees, refugee and Muslim go together. How many of the rock stars and pop stars and all the rest of it that said they'll take in a refugee family, how many of them offered that room, or offered a room to a soldier who was wounded, to give them the freedom to speak, to buy petrol, to burn that petrol? How many took a soldier in? Huh? They could afford it. They've got a big mansion. The soldiers lying in the streets, they don't want to be there. They want a home. They want dignity. They want a life that they deserve. But no. The priority is the Muslims, the refugees. Shame on you. Shame on the lot of you. If I had a bigger house, if I had an extra room, I would share my home with a soldier. Might prepare it to be a woman soldier, but I would definitely share my house. Don't criticise me. Don't call me a racist. Don't call me a bigot. If you're a pacifist, you're a hypocrite. You don't need that car. Every gallon of petrol that you burn, you have helped send a soldier to Afghanistan and Kuwait and Iraq and all the rest of it to protect that oil that you need to burn in your car. So don't you slag soldiers off. You're enjoying the freedom that they gave you. Shame on you. You want to be a true pacifist? Get rid of your car. Get rid of the luxury.